Okay, we're going to hear from a congressional candidate who's been here for a while, Jonathan Tasini. Can't see you, but come on up, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Somebody's listening. My councilman. First of all, I want to say thank you for having this forum. I'm a proud member of the Barack Obama Club, and I've been a resident in Washington Heights for 23 years. If I walked out on the street, I could probably throw a rock across some of the buildings down to the other side of the hill where I live on 186th Street. So in my time, I'm going to leave most of the program and the issues to your questions. But in my time before you, I want to speak about the question of immigration as a symbol for the challenges we face in America and the crisis we face in America. And I want to do that by using two pieces of paper, two documents. This document is my arrest summons for committing civil disobedience this afternoon, in protest against the racist Arizona immigration law. And 50 of us went to jail today by blocking the streets, and I hope you participate in this, because what has happened in Arizona is an injury to every single American, every single person who is in this country, because frankly, all of us came from somewhere. Both my parents were immigrants. Now, in this hand, I hold something called the Constitution of the United States. And I want to read something that is very familiar to many of you back from civics class, or if you're a student government junkie. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States. Now, that statement is one of the most liberal and progressive ideas that we have created in our lifetime and in the lifetime of our countries. And the question is, and that is the question I'm going to raise in this election, are we living up to the principles embodied in that statement? Now, if you look at the immigration law, the question of do we believe in liberty and justice, at least in Arizona, we have to answer the question is no. But the bigger question about what that legislation shows is the attack, the relentless attack on the victims of an economic system that we have lived with for 30 years. The people coming to our country are coming here because they are economic refugees. They are coming because we, the United States, have created policies that have impoverished people around the world. If you are Mexican, the reason you are coming to this country is because we passed a thing called NAFTA that has thrown millions of people off their land. Right. We have continued to push policies of so-called free trade, which impoverish people all across the world. My opponent supports many of those agreements. That is a big bone of contention and something I will bring up in this race. Congressman Rangel supports free trade, at least half a dozen agreements of that kind. But the blaming the victim goes beyond immigration. We have a governor who is about to lay off thousands of hard-working state workers, people who were victims of the Wall Street crisis. Our state government does not have money because of the people on Wall Street, not because of the state workers. Our state government does not have money because we refuse to ask the richest in our society to pay their fair share. The blame the victim mentality is something that we must stand up to. It is an economic system that we have to change, and that is why I'm running. I am running because my entire life, like Sean, I have never been elected to office other than union office, which I'm proud of, and I've never been appointed to office. My entire adult lifetime has been about taking on an economic system and making it fair for every single person. That's what I will do as a United States Congressman, and I ask for your support. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You mentioned Mexico's economy.
So I wanted to ask you about the drug war, because marijuana contributes to about 50% of the cartel's profits. So if we were to legalize marijuana federally, then the cartels would be crushed overnight. Do you support that?
So the question is, do I support decriminalization of marijuana? Now, I am not going to run home to my website to put this on. It's on there. I have supported decriminalization of marijuana for a long time. The drug wars are a failure. It is the reason that we have too many people in prison. And so, yes, I entirely support decriminalization of marijuana, period. Yankee fan in the third row. I'm a season ticket holder and a lifelong Yankee fan. That may lose me some votes, but I'm honest about it.
How would you do that, the decriminalization? If there are some opposing in other industries, how will you do
How will I get decriminalized? Boy, you guys are really into the decriminalization of marijuana. I mean, we are look, the Gulf is leaking oil, folks. I mean, we have an economic crisis. I'm just kidding. So, look, actually, I think on many things the world is changing. And on the question of marijuana, frankly, a lot of states are looking at that as an income producer. In California and other states, people are thinking, let's get rid of this idiotic prohibition on marijuana and let's actually legalize it and tax it and then bring money into the state treasury. So actually, I think that's a no-brainer. I think that within our lifetimes, and I hope I would certainly support and perhaps sponsor, although my first priority is to raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour in my first year in office. I think it's an outrage that we have a poverty-level minimum wage. So I'm being honest. Decriminalization of marijuana, totally support it. It's not my priority. I'm being honest with you. My priority is to return justice to the economic system in our country. Do I get one more? Am I done? All right, well, thank you very much, folks. It's a pleasure to be a member of this club.